Hey guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about snowmobiling. I've been snowmobiling since I was about 11 years old. My uncle has got me really into snowmobiling, and I actually bought his sled when I was 11. He upgraded to a 2012 Polaris Pro R800. My first sled was a 2001 Polaris XCSP 500. It was just a little liquid cooled 500, probably topped out at about 102 miles an hour. Now, most of you will think, wow, that's pretty fast, but the new 800s and the new turbo sleds will probably do about 105 to 120, somewhere around there, depending on the conditions. So after I bought that sled, I drove around here in Pennsylvania for a while. I mean, Pennsylvania riding's great because I know where I'm going and I can ride with all my buddies and stuff. But after a while, you can only drive so many fields so many times. So we decided that we were going to go up to New York. So I sold my sled and I actually bought a 2013 Polaris Pro R800. So we travel up to Old Forge and Tug Hill, New York. Now, Tug Hill, New York is a plateau and gets a little bit more lake effect snow than Old Forge. Where we go up is we rented a house on Big Moose Lake, which is a 3 mile lake in the middle of New York. So the trails open December 1st till April 1st. So we rented our cabin from December 1st till April 1st. The trail systems up there are very great. They have 24-hour grooming, which is kind of like a snowplow kind of for your snowmobile trail. They have a big track machine with a plow in the front and a pan in the back. And what they do is they take the snow and they lift the plow, I'd probably say 3 inches about above the ground, and that plows all the excess snow so snow's not too deep on the trail. The pan on the back will then pack the snow down in through the ruts so that the trail gets smooth. So they have 24-hour grooming, like I said, so the trails are open every day from December 1st till April 1st as long as the conditions are good. If the conditions aren't good, they will close the trails down so that way you don't damage the natural habitat that's underneath them. So now let's talk about snow conditions. Snow conditions is very vital to snowmobiling. If the conditions are bad, you really don't want to drive because you will wreck your sled very quickly. Snowmobiles are cooled by the snow that gets kicked underneath the snow flap, and there's actually a heat exchanger underneath there. The heat exchanger acts like your antifreeze and your radiator in your car. So when the snow hits the intercooler, it instantly cools the intercooler, and there is a line that goes all the way up to the engine, and it actually cools the engine. So really, your sled is cooled both by antifreeze and by the snow. So there's two different types of snow conditions. There's powder and there's wet snow. Wet snow is better for on the trails because what you need is a wet, heavy base on the bottom, and you need that to freeze. Once that freezes, all the powder snow that comes down onto that frozen base layer is what you will drive on top of. With a good base layer, that means when you spin your track or you hit the throttle, you won't dig down all the way to the ground. You'll just dig down to the snow, to the hard base. That hard base will save your studs, your track lugs, and everything like that, and it will protect the earth underneath the ground. So really, there's two different types of riding. There's trail riding and there's backcountry riding. Now you can do a little bit of both of these in New York. There's about 200 miles of trails in New York. So you can actually ride from Old Forge all the way over to Tug Hill. Now what me and my buddies really like to do is backcountry ride. There's no groomers, there's nobody to watch you. It's you go on the trail, you find yourself some deep powder, and you go for as far as you can. There's nice wind-blown cornices, there's nice drifts, there's little jumps. You can do powder turns, as you can see in here where I tip the sled on its side, and I do little circles. So that's all really fun, just going out with your buddies, getting stuck, doing anything you want. But then there's also trail riding. Trail riding is what many people like to do. Trail riding, the best type of snow for trail riding is, like I said, the wet snow. Because the wet snow will allow you to grip. Powder, if you just spin your track, you're going to dig all the way down right away. So powder is better for backcountry riding. Wet snow is better for trail riding. All right, guys, that's really all I got. Like I said, if you ever get the opportunity to go snowmobiling, I highly recommend it. I mean, if you go up to New York, there's miles upon miles of trails that you can go on, 24-hour grooming, so you don't got to worry about bumps, and there's trails for everybody. I mean, you can drive at your own pace. There's no levels, force. You can rent, so you don't need to own your own equipment. You can just go out, have a good time during the weekend. There's lots of great places to eat up there. I mean, you drive down the trail, and right there's a restaurant. You drive down the trail, there's a little mini mart. You drive down the trail, there's gas stations. You drive down the lakes, and there's miles upon miles of lakes. And just the scenery up there is amazing. So I highly recommend snowmobiling to anybody that is an outdoor enthusiast. Thank you.
Ooh, yeah! Come off where? What was that, Michael? He's probably fucking pissed. fun. That's my sled. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I thought it'd be alright. I
What?
got fucking swallowed.
Are we on the lake or what?
Partner's not around.
Yeah.
Look at my damn sled.
It's considered water, princess? What are we doing?